So imagine you're driving down the highway, and you see this giant, beautifully lit billboard.
Okay, I'm picturing it.
And it says, own a piece of commercial real estate for just $29 a month.
Which sounds incredible.
Right. It sounds like the deal of a lifetime. So you sign up, you hand over your 29 bucks. What you actually get is a perfectly surveyed, highly secure, but completely empty square of dirt.
That's just dirt, nothing else.
Exactly. Just dirt. To actually invite people over to display your products and run a business out of it, you have to build a house on that dirt.
Right.
And while the dirt itself is cheap and predictable, the structure you build on top of it, well, that could be a simple DIY shed for under 400 bucks, or it could be like a $50,000 custom mansion.
Yeah, and that's where people get completely caught off guard. They see the software subscription price heavily advertised, and they confuse the cost of the dirt with the cost of the house.
Yes.
They budget for that monthly fee, completely forgetting they have to pay for the lumber, the plumbing, the architects.
Welcome to today's deep dive. If you're listening to this, I know who you are. You are the learner.
Absolutely.
Maybe you're an entrepreneur sketching out plans to launch, like a massive e-commerce empire. Or maybe you're an operations manager trying to prep for a really tense budget meeting.
Or maybe you're just intensely curious about the hidden economics of the web.
Exactly. Whatever brought you here, this deep dive is custom tailored for you. Today, we're looking at an incredibly detailed July 2026 report. It's titled Shopify Store Development Cost, Budgets by Scenario.
And our mission today is really to demystify that final price tag.
Yeah.
We want to peel back the curtain on why two businesses using the exact same platform can have year-one costs that are literally tens of thousands of dollars apart.
It's wild.
We're going to figure out where that money actually goes so you can budget for a build without, getting taken for a ride.
Okay, let's unpack this from the ground up.
Yeah.
Because to understand how a budget explodes, you have to realize that you're never just buying a store.
No, not at all.
You are building an ecosystem. And our sources break down every e-commerce build into these distinct building blocks.
Right, there's 6 of them usually.
Yep. The first block is your foundation. The platform plan, that's the dirt from our analogy. It's the predictable 29 bucks a month that handles your hosting, the checkout cart, and the baseline security.
And then the next layer is the visual structure, right? The theme.
Right.
Shopify provides these basic free templates, or you can purchase a premium theme. I mean, think of a premium theme like a high-end prefabricated house.
Okay, I like that.
It has a one-time cost, usually between, say, $100 and $450, and it just gives you a much better starting layout than the free versions.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you have your operational engines, which are your apps.
Oh, yeah. The apps add up.
Because almost nobody runs a store with 0 apps.
Right. Yeah.
You need software for customer reviews or email marketing or maybe like a loyalty program, and those are usually monthly subscriptions.
Yeah, they hit you every month.
Then you have content and data.
Yeah.
That is the actual furniture inside the house,
Yeah.
the product photography, the copywriting, and the really heavy lift of migrating your old catalog if you're an existing business.
Which is huge.
And finally, you have ongoing support and maintenance for when things inevitably break.
Right, and every single one of those elements has an associated cost. But the category that truly swings the pendulum, the massive variable that turns a cheap project into an astronomical expense, is design and development.
Okay, here is where I have to pause and kind of challenge the premise.
Go for it.
If the platform is charging you a monthly fee to handle the heavy lifting, the servers, the shopping cart, the encryption for credit cards, why is design and development even a line item?
Right, why pay more?
Yeah. Why can't a business just skip custom dev entirely and use what works right out of the box?
Well, the short answer is they absolutely can. And honestly, for many, they probably should.
Really?
Yeah. But the crucial thing to grasp here is the difference between software and labor. The platform fee gives you the software. But when you start customizing things, you aren't paying for software anymore. You are paying for human hours.
Human hours.
You're paying for a developer's brain to translate your specific business logic into functional code.
Okay, give me an example of business logic that requires that kind of human intervention.
Sure. Let's say you sell custom furniture.
Okay.
You don't just want a button that says buy now. You want like a 3D configurator where the customer can change the wood finish, swap out the fabric colors, and see the price update dynamically before they even add it to the cart.
Oh, that sounds expensive.
Right. The basic software doesn't know how to do that. You have to hire an expert to design the interface, write the code that connects the visual changes to your inventory system, and ensure it doesn't just, completely crash on a mobile phone.
Right, of course.
You're paying for a bespoke digital reality.
So you're fundamentally paying for the complexity of your own ideas.
Yeah.
That completely dictates the scale of the labor. And our source material lays out this progression beautifully by walking through 5 distinct real-world scenarios.
It's a great breakdown.
Yeah, we get to see exactly how those labor choices multiply the final invoice.
So if we look at the spectrum, it starts with the pure bootstrapper.
Scenario 1.
Right. You use a free theme, you do all the uploading and configuring yourself. Your dev cost is literally 0.
Just your own time.
Exactly. When you factor in the basic platform plan and a domain name, your year 1 total is under $400.
That's amazing. But from there, we move to scenario 2, which is the polished startup.
Right.
You buy that premium theme for a few $100, but you realize, hey, I don't have the eye for design, so you hire a professional just to set it up.
Yeah, they aren't writing massive amounts of new code. They're just, tweaking your brand colors, organizing your navigation menus, making sure the logo looks crisp.
Making it look professional.
Exactly. That labor runs you maybe $1,500 to $2,000. Add the platform fees, and your first year sits around $2,000.
Okay, but the real jump happens when you hit the 3rd tier, the established brand.
Oh, yeah.
This is where you hire a freelancer to build a custom theme. You want a distinct look that doesn't scream template.
Right. You want to stand out. And a solid freelancer will charge around $5,000 or $6,000 for that build.
Plus, a business at this level usually upgrades to a higher monthly platform tier to get, better reporting or a lower credit card rate.
Yeah, so you're looking at around $6,000 for year 1.
And then we hit the big league, scenario 4. This is where you hire an agency for full custom development and third-party integrations.
This is where it gets real.
The development alone starts at $25,000. Your year 1 total pushes $30,000.
And finally, you have the enterprise level. Scenario 5.
The whales.
Right. High volume, entirely custom checkout flows, massive complexity. You are paying an agency upwards of $60,000 just to build the thing. Wow.
And your platform fee jumps to over $2,000 a month. That year 1 total easily crosses the $90,000 mark.
That is a huge spectrum. From $400 to $90,000?
It is. And mapping out those extremes is crucial because it exposes a major statistical trap.
The clutch data.
Yes. The report highlights data from Clutch, which is a prominent B2B ratings platform.
Right.
Clutch publishes the average cost for an e-commerce development project as being nearly $52,000.
I mean, if I'm a small business owner and I see an article claiming the average store costs $52,000, I am abandoning my business plan right then and there.
Right. It's terrifying. But it's fundamentally misleading.
Why?
What's fascinating here is that it's a classic issue of confusing the mean with the median.
Oh, statistics class all over again.
Bear with me.
Yeah.
The mean, the $52,000 figure, is calculated by throwing every single project into a bucket and dividing by the total number.
But that bucket includes multinational corporations spending $200,000 to completely overhaul their global architecture.
Aye.
Those massive outliers drag the average wildly upward. The median store, the typical mid-sized business sitting right in the middle of the pack, spends a fraction of that amount.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me. I want to look closer at the leap between hiring a freelancer and hiring an agency, going from a $6,000 build to a $30,000 build.
It's a big jump.
It is, and I feel like an agency is just a massive premium for a fancy name. Like, if I find a rockstar freelancer in Poland charging $50 an hour, why wouldn't I just pay them for 100 hours of work?
Right.
That's $5,000 instead of $30,000. Can't a smart founder just kind of hack the system and bypass the agency entirely?
It is the eternal temptation for every founder trying to protect their runway.
It just makes mathematical sense on paper.
On paper, sure. But the flaw in that logic comes down to the limits of a single human being. A freelancer is fantastic for a visually stunning custom theme without the massive overhead. But an agency isn't just a collection of coders. When you hire an agency, you're buying a team infrastructure.
Meaning what, exactly?
Meaning you get a dedicated project manager who keeps the timeline from slipping.
Okay, that's helpful.
You get a technical strategist who figures out how your inventory software from 2015 is going to somehow talk to a modern storefront API.
Right.
You get dedicated quality assurance testers who ensure the site doesn't break when a customer uses, an outdated browser on an old phone.
So it's about the roles.
Yes. You can't expect one brilliant freelancer to simultaneously act as your visionary designer, your database architect, and your QA team without the project taking 2 years or just completely imploding.
That makes a lot of sense, actually. It's like the difference between hiring a really good freelance chef to cater a dinner party versus hiring an entire event management firm for a 3-day festival.
Exactly.
You can't just hand the chef the logistics and the serving staff and the seating chart. They will drown.
They will absolutely drown. And because of the overhead required to maintain that team infrastructure, agencies have strict project minimums.
They won't even look at small projects.
Right. Many simply won't open a file for less than $10,000 or even $25,000.
Wow. Geography clearly plays a huge role in those rates, too.
Well, a massive role.
The report breaks down how the exact same scope of work is priced based solely on where the developer's laptop is sitting.
Yeah.
Like in the U.S., a standard rate is between $150 an hour.
Pretty standard.
But go to Poland, and it drops to between $50 and $100. In Ukraine or the Philippines, it's $25 to $50. And in India, you can find rates under $25 an hour.
So it's a huge variance.
You are looking at a 4 to 6 times price swing for the exact same lines of code.
And here's the wildest part of the entire Shopify ecosystem.
What's that?
Shopify runs an official directory of certified experts, but they publish absolutely zero standardized hourly rates or project prices.
Wait, really?
None. Zero. You can't go to a central authority and ask what a specific feature should cost. It is a completely open market.
So without a price sheet, my immediate instinct is to look at that geographic arbitrage and think, great, I'll just hire someone overseas for $20 an hour and save a fortune.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, that is exactly where you run headfirst into a false economy.
A false economy.
Yeah, because the hourly rate is only half the equation.
Yeah.
The other half is efficiency and communication.
Okay, I see where this is going.
If your $20 an hour developer is separated from you by a massive language barrier and a 12-hour time zone difference, a quick 5-minute clarification turns into a 2-day delay.
Oh, that sounds incredibly frustrating.
It is.
Oh.
And if they misunderstand the nuance of your brand's aesthetic, they might spend 40 hours building something you immediately have to scrap.
Right.
So you end up paying for 100 hours of cheap labor to get the same result. A more expensive, closer developer could have nailed in 10 hours.
It's the classic $5 haircut trap.
I love that analogy.
Right. You feel like an absolute genius sitting in the chair, paying your $5. And then you look in the mirror, realize they just butchered the fade, and you end up spending $40 at a premium salon the very next day just to get it fixed.
Exactly.
You didn't save any money. You actually paid more, and you spent 2 days being incredibly stressed out about your hair.
That is the perfect way to look at it. You have to price the builder's portfolio, their references, and their ability to grasp your business goals, not just their base rate.
A full package.
Yeah. But even if you pick the perfect builder in the most cost-effective region, your budget can still totally evaporate if you don't understand the specific features that actually drive the cost.
Okay, let's talk about those budget killers. The report outlines 4 massive drivers.
Yeah.
The first 2 seem pretty obvious. Custom design and integrations.
Right. Designing a bespoke interface from scratch takes hours of trial and error compared to just dropping a logo onto an existing template.
Makes total sense.
And integrations like connecting a storefront to a complex legacy warehouse system that takes intense custom testing.
Okay, but the third driver is template and page count.
You're right. Because a store with a homepage and a single product page is incredibly fast to build.
Sure.
But if you demand distinct layouts for your lookbooks and a completely different template for wholesale buyers and a customized cart page,
That adds up fast.
it does. Every single one of those unique views requires dedicated coding and mobile optimization.
So what does this all mean for the fourth budget killer? Because this is the one that really caught my eye.
Yeah.
Data migration. I always assumed migrating data was like a simple administrative task.
A lot of people do.
Wait, isn't migrating data just hitting export on the old site to get a spreadsheet of your products and then hitting import on the new one? Why is moving data a whole project in itself?
This raises an important question because that assumption catches so many established business owners completely off guard.
I would definitely be one of them.
Data migration is almost never a clean one-to-one export and import. I want you to think of it mechanically.
Okay.
Moving your e-commerce platform isn't just packing your belongings into boxes and moving to a new house.
What is it then?
It is taking a house built out of bricks, tearing it down to the foundation, and having to perfectly rebuild it using only wood, all while your customers are still trying to sleep in the bedrooms.
Oh, wow. That sounds like an absolute nightmare. Where does the mismatch actually happen?
It happens in the fundamental database structures. Say you sell apparel, right?
Huh?
Your old platform might have handled product variants like size and color by creating 50 separate hidden product pages.
Oh, weird.
Right, but Shopify handles variants entirely differently. So if you just import that old spreadsheet, your new site will be a completely unnavigable mess.
So someone has to go in and fix it.
Exactly. You have to manually map the logic of the old system to the new one.
And what about customer data? Because you can't just delete someone's order history, right?
Definitely not. You have to port over years of purchase histories, so when a loyal customer logs in, they still see what they bought 3 years ago.
That sounds complicated.
It is. You have to migrate metafields, which is all the custom data attached to a product, like specific care instructions or warranty information.
Okay.
But the single most critical, high-stakes part of migration is preserving your SEO.
Oh, because if Google can't find your new pages, your organic traffic just zeroes out.
Yep. If your old site listed a product at domain.com/redshirt and Shopify structures the new site as domain.com/product/redshirt, every single old link on the internet will now lead to a broken 404 error page.
Ouch.
It's devastating. A developer has to meticulously build a redirect map for thousands of individual URLs so Google knows where the house moved. Every unique edge case requires manual intervention.
Okay, so if migration and complex features are the known budget killers, what is the silent killer? Because our sources point to scope creep as the ultimate villain here.
Oh, scope creep destroys more budgets than anything else combined.
How does it happen?
Well, you sign a contract for a $5,000 build based on a very specific list of features.
Okay.
2 weeks in, you see a competitor with a cool new quiz that recommends products, and you email your developer saying, hey, can we just add a quick product quiz before we launch?
Can we just add, wow, the 4 most expensive words in business?
Right, because that simple quiz requires a new database table, a new user interface, and integration with the email marketing app.
It's not just a quick button.
Exactly. So suddenly, your $5,000 build is an $8,000 invoice.
And you're angry because you feel like you're overcharged.
While the developer is angry because you're demanding free labor.
This perfectly highlights why surviving the build phase is only half the battle.
Yeah.
Once the site is live, the billing does not stop. You are stepping into ongoing operational costs.
The fun never ends.
Right. You have the platform plan itself, which might be hundreds of dollars a month. You have your domain name renewals, with WHOS privacy attached.
Yep.
You have those app subscriptions that can fluctuate based on how many customers you have.
Don't forget the payment processing fees.
Right, taking a percentage of every single transaction. And you likely have a maintenance retainer, paying your developer to just stay on call for tweaks and updates.
Navigating this whole life cycle without bleeding money requires serious discipline, and the report lays out some concrete rules to protect yourself.
Yes, let's walk through how to actually apply these rules, because they're brilliant. The first is to write the scope down before you talk to anyone.
Always. A vague brief invites a vague quote.
Makes sense. The second rule is to get 3 quotes on the exact same brief. But how does getting 3 quotes actually protect me? Like, what am I looking for in those numbers?
You're really looking for the outlier.
Okay.
If you send a highly detailed list of requirements to 3 different agencies, and 2 of them quote you around $15,000, but the third quote comes back at $3,000.
I'm taking the $3,000 one.
No, that's the trap. That $3,000 agency did not uncover a magical secret efficiency.
So what did they do?
They simply didn't understand the assignment. They missed a massive piece of complexity in your brief. By getting 3 quotes, the outlier immediately tells you who isn't paying attention.
Oh, that is brilliant. You are using the market to verify the scope.
Exactly.
Okay, the third rule is separating the one-time build cost from the ongoing retainers, so you actually know your true monthly overhead.
Essential.
The fourth is checking portfolios, looking at real, functional stores they have shipped, not just pretty screenshots in a pitch deck.
Anyone can make a screenshot look good.
Exactly. And the fifth rule is tying your payments to specific milestones and deliverables, never to arbitrary calendar dates.
And alongside those rules, you have to be super vigilant for red flags during the quoting process.
Like what?
If a developer demands 100% of the payment upfront, walk away.
Good advice.
If their rates are suspiciously low compared to their local region with no explanation, ask hard questions. But the absolute biggest warning sign is a lump sum quote with no itemization.
Right. What stands out to you in these red flags? For me, it's how easily a bundled lump sum hides what you're actually buying.
Completely.
If they just hand you a piece of paper that says, Shopify store, $20,000, you are completely blind.
You have no idea what you're paying for.
Right? You have no idea if you are paying for hundreds of hours of brilliant, complex database architecture, or if they're just charging you 20 grand to configure a $100 premium theme and pocketing the massive difference.
It is a profound asymmetry of information. The developer knows exactly what the tools cost and how long tasks take, and they're betting that you don't.
Right.
When you demand line items, you force transparency. You force them to show the math behind their labor.
And I think worse than a lump sum quote is the developer who says, don't worry, we'll just figure out the scope as we go.
Oh, run! Run away!
That is terrifying. Yeah. It's the equivalent of handing a general contractor a completely blank check, tossing them the keys to your house, and just going on vacation for a month.
Yeah.
You are going to come back to a gold-plated bathroom you never asked for and an entirely empty bank account.
It guarantees a dispute. Both parties need a shared definition of what done looks like before a single line of code is ever written.
Let's pull all this together. We've looked at the dirt, the house, the builders, and the traps. What is the ultimate takeaway from all this data?
The core philosophy our source pushes is incredibly practical.
Which is?
Buy the absolute smallest build that fits your reality today and let your revenue dictate when you scale.
I love that.
If you are testing a brand new idea, do not hire an agency. Put in the sweat equity, use a free theme, spend the $400, and just validate your product.
See if people actually want to buy it first.
Right. If you have some traction and you need polish, then hire a freelancer to elevate the aesthetic.
Yeah.
You should only reserve the massive $30,000 agency builds for when you have genuine operational complexity. You know, like intricate legacy migrations or custom wholesale portals that your business literally cannot function without.
Treat every custom feature as a tangible liability.
Yes.
Rigorously justify its cost against the actual revenue it is going to generate. Which brings me to a final thought I want to leave you with.
Okay.
We spend all this time obsessing over code, custom interfaces, and getting a bespoke design to make our brand look premium.
It is so easy to get caught up in the aesthetics.
But mathematically speaking, a DIY store built on a free template for under $400 utilizes the exact same encrypted checkout servers, the exact same payment gateways, and the exact same loading speeds as a $90,000 enterprise build.
It's the same dirt.
The underlying dirt is identical. That basic store can securely process $1 million in sales just as efficiently as the custom mansion.
That is a stark reality check for anyone drafting a budget.
It forces you to look in the mirror and ask a difficult question. When you demand a highly customized, expensive design, are you actually paying for functionality that your customers need in order to make a purchase? Or are you just paying for your own vanity as a brand owner? Sometimes all you need is a simple, sturdy house on a good plot of dirt to invite the world in.
Very well said.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep questioning, keep building, and we will see you next time.